getting to the root of the theological issues here. What's really motivating the hostility towards Israel for those who are more theologically and religiously inclined? And we hear this. It's no longer hiding behind anti-Zionism and all these things. It's out in the open. People saying the Jews think they're superior. They think they're this chosen special race. And, I don't like people who think they're better than others. And I want to unpack this a little bit, and maybe in a very kind of honest and just staring at things as they are kind of way. This issue of God and having favorites and that kind of thing, because one of the things that strikes me as a moral message in the first of the 5 books of the Torah is the danger of parents playing favorites with their children. Obviously Jacob favoring Joseph and all the problems that arose there. Cain and Abel, that wasn't a parent, but that was God choosing one offering over the other. It seems like there's like a warning, like don't have favorites. And then it seems that God's I don't know whether it would be right to call the Jewish people his favorites, but he certainly gives them a special role, position. And I just wondered if you could kind of unpack this a bit. Like, how do we make sense of this? This kind of special relationship? Is it something that is God in some way breaking one of his own rules of favoritism? And if not, how should we understand this, and how should the rest of the world understand this?
Actually, I don't remember a commandment that says thou shalt not show favoritism. On the contrary, the firstborn must be treated with special deference and respect. You have to honor your older brother. That's pretty steep. Just because you were born first? What gives you all those privileges? You get double inheritance? The point is, there is no equality. There is merit. No equality. That notion is so bankrupt. It's so senseless. But here's the real point. Those who are upset by the fact that Jews call themselves the chosen people, what do they do about that? They say, there's no way you're the chosen people. It's a terrible notion. It's arrogant. It's chauvinistic. We're the chosen people. So, superficially, right? The Jews were the chosen people. Christianity came along and said, no more. We are the chosen people. We are the new Jews. We are now the members of the covenant.
Right.
Right? They actually say that.
Right.
Well, about 1,000 years later, the Muslims came along and said to the Christians, you think you're the chosen people? We are the chosen people. So the question is not, is there a chosen people? Or is it wrong to claim to be the chosen people? Everyone is doing it. The question is, who's right?
I mean,
There are some chosen people stand up.
Right. There are some secular universalists who say I'm against chosen,
Right. Then comes secularism and says, what do you mean we're the chosen people? We are the choosers. We can decide whatever we want. We're God. We're not God's chosen people. We are God. Oh, that's better? So the whole thing is just so childish because no one thinks past the sound of the word. The biblical story is jealousy is one of your human weaknesses, like greed, envy, right? The idea in the Torah is outgrow these human flaws.
Mm.
So when Jacob showed favoritism, was he wrong? Or were the brothers wrong for being jealous?
Mm.
So where is the immorality? In favoritism or in jealousy? Don't wear an expensive watch. You'll make everyone jealous. And of course, they're going to steal it from you because, what do you expect? You made them jealous. It's your fault. Come on. Now, when all things are equal, if all the brothers were truly equal, and Yaakov shows favoritism, that's wrong. I don't know if it's a sin. It's wrong not because it makes the others jealous, but because it makes the chosen one arrogant. If the chosen one does not deserve it, then it's corrupting. If Albert Einstein didn't deserve more attention than his dumb brother, then giving him more attention would corrupt him. As it is, everyone's saying, wow, you're some kind of an Einstein, didn't corrupt him.
Mm.
Because, well, it was true. So if you deserve the chosenness, it doesn't do any harm. So Yaakov was telling his sons, Yosef is light years ahead of you guys. Listen
That's
to
Joseph,
him.
by the way. Joseph,
Huh?
by the way, for the non-Hebrew speakers, Joseph, Yaakov, Jacob.
Yep. So what should the father not enlighten his sons to the reality that Joseph has got it right? Listen to him. Make him your leader. Shouldn't say that.
Well, does favoritism mean sees other brothers as less valuable, less sacred, less deserving of attention, love, all
Because
these
of
things?
because of some personal idiosyncrasy. I just happen to like this one better. Well, that's terrible. But if one stands out, should you hide it, deny it? If you have 12 children, 12 sons, you won't allow any one of them to be outstanding because
But
that'll
shouldn't
create guilt.
but shouldn't each child feel like we each have an equal, just as a car has different elements to it, but some pieces can be far more, obvious, grand, significant than others. Shouldn't each child feel like I have a unique role to contribute, something special, something?
Which is exactly what Jacob did. When he blessed them, he gave each one of them the compliment of what they were good at. But Joseph was head and shoulders above.
How can
So
someone,
the favoritism,
if everyone is uniquely essential, then how could anyone be head and shoulders above anyone else?
everyone has some talent, some virtue. But who's leading the pack? Who's setting the standard? It can't be all of them, because then there is no standard. It's every man for himself. So, in terms of achieving a certain goal, one of them is got a better method or a better approach to that goal, and therefore he should lead the way. But this argument that you should never show favoritism, it's almost anarchy. No one should be in charge, which is what Korach says, right? We don't need a leader. We're all great. And all that greatness is going to go where? So every ship needs a captain, even though everyone on board is richly talented. But you can't have three captains. So what the Torah is actually saying is that jealousy is inappropriate, it's wrong, and in the end, the brothers stopped being jealous. They worshiped Joseph more than their father did. That's the conclusion. The conclusion is they overcame their jealousy. And instead of being jealous, they were proud. Einstein's brother should not be jealous. He should be proud. The anti-Semite should stop being jealous. Be proud. Like many of them say, oh, some of my best friends are Jews. Oh, you proud of that?
Sometimes it's funny. I mean, you guys get some of these people who are like, oh, the Jews are this, the Jews are that. And they say, you're anti-Semitic. No, I'm not anti-Semitic. It's like, it's hilarious. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing that they say that. But this particular point you're making about it's based on merit, and people should recognize that Jacob saw Joseph's special qualities. But this is precisely the attack that I've seen Muslim scholars making in particular, where they'll say, Jewish chosenness and this, inheritance that it kind of that each generation has, it's actually not meritocratic. They say that Islam believes that you're judged and your chosenness comes from your deeds, whereas in Judaism it comes from blood, and so people inherit chosenness without having done anything meritorious. So what would you say to that?
Individually, you can make a lot of good arguments. Every Muslim is meritorious through his good deeds. Of course, we're speaking in generalities. God chose a nation, not a bunch of individuals like loose pearls without a string. So God chose the Jewish people not for nothing. And history has borne it out. God chose those who would be most loyal. Wow, we've been pretty loyal. Unbelievably loyal. So there's no reason to second guess God's choice. He did well. He got himself a good partner. And that, by the way, is what chosen means. Chosen means God wanted a partner. A partner in what? A partner in bringing this world to its full potential. And there's a lot of resistance to that. And we've put up with a lot of resistance. And we're still putting up with a lot of resistance. But we've never given up the partnership. We've never backed out. We threatened to. Like, go choose somebody else. Oh, we don't mean that. We're just being a little frustrated. We've been unbelievably loyal.
And this isn't even historic. This is just look at the heroes that we've seen in the last year revealed to us. It's the loyalty continues beyond. It's just humbling to see, honestly, the kind of bravery we've seen coming out of Israel.
I got to tell you a very powerful story. It just happens to be personal. I have a grandson who chose not to be a rabbi and not to be a shliach. He found a business that he really loves, and he's doing great. After he heard this murder of the rabbi in Abu Dhabi, his reaction was, forget about that. I'm being a rabbi and I'm being a shliach, just like the guy who got killed. I mean, I'm very glad to hear that. I don't know if he'll actually do it or not. But look at the reaction. You would think every rabbi and shliach wants to quit. No, we just keep getting better. There's no such loyalty. Nothing comparable. So what's the question? People think they're making this dramatic statement and they're all so self-righteous about it. There are no chosen people. You stop and think for a second that you're not making any sense. So I'm not even asking, is it true or is it not true? I mean, what is your problem?
Yeah, and I think in the aftermath of October 7th as well, the phrase on everyone's lips in the aftermath of the worst massacre on Jews since the Holocaust is Am Yisrael Chai, and the song that's at the top of the charts, Eyal Golan's Am Yisrael Chai, which is about, you know, our fate is in God's hands, and it's astonishing. It's absolutely astonishing. If you've made it so far in this video, I have a request for you. JTV has been having a really big impact in spreading the truth about Israel and creating positive associations with the Jewish people, Judaism, and Israel. We've really grown a lot, particularly in the last year, and we're having a really significant impact, both for Jews and non-Jews. But I really want to take JTV to the next level so we can start to compete with the other big online media beasts that are often peddling anti-Israel content. And the way we're going to do that is to scale even faster. So I'd love to build a team where we have other presenters doing shows like me, that start doing documentaries, supplementary content, animated content, etc., etc. And to do that, I'd like to build a bit of a team. So what we're going to do is we're going to do one fundraising day, just one, where we try and build up some funding in order to fund such a team. Now, to do that, it's going to obviously require people to get involved. And I'm wondering if you would consider, if you're watching JTV content and appreciate what we do and want to help partner with us in taking this to the next level and spreading the truth farther and wider than ever before, I wonder if you'd consider partnering with us simply by running a mini page on the fundraiser that we do, where you just reach out to your contacts on that day that we choose to fundraise and see if they'll all chip in. If you'd be up for doing that, of which I would be so grateful, then please click on the Google form link in the video description of this video, where you can simply just put in a few contact details. It'll be a very small commitment, as I say, literally just one day that we'll all agree upon as a collective community. But the impact is going to be so big. There's such strength in numbers. If we all pull together and do this, we can take this to the next level. And as I say, all of us can partner together in bringing and spreading the truth to the whole world. So please do consider clicking on that link, filling in the form, and I'll be in touch very soon to talk about the next steps. Small commitment, but a big impact. Hi, thank you so much for watching. To watch another one, click here. To stay up to date with all our content, click here to subscribe. And if you're able to, you can help support JTV to grow and grow by clicking join below this video, where you can become a member and get perks including early access to videos and private live discussions with me. But most of all, you'll be partnering with us on our mission to change the world.